good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Alec Sunga, matrix number BA192711133, and the purpose of this video is for the UB00202 oral communication in English final project interview. So, as a representative of the Group 1, Section 54, my group members have specifically chosen the topic that focuses about the impacts and influence of movies towards the younger generations. Hello, Alec again here, talking about a self reflection as well as a brief summary of what I've learned so far in this final project interview. So, personally, I think it's quite difficult today to find a good interviewee to answer these team questions. Brian, my interviewee, a civil engineering student living off a borrowed time due to his hectic scheduling. So, most of his answers, as if you guys have noticed, is mostly very short, and but regardless of that fact, it's very precise. He managed to answer all of the questions, but it was somewhat my fault as a reflection. It was somewhat my fault for not being too active in pushing him to elaborate in these answers. So that's one of the self-reflections that I explained. So it's quite difficult to find a really good interviewee as well as that, and it really depends on their behavior, their time, as well as their attitude that determines their answers towards a interview like this. So, as a short summary, my group has done a tremendous good job in their interview project, as well as finding a really good respondents compared to mine myself, especially Rita. She has a really good how do I say this? A good interviewee who is very confident as well as very elaborative and also sophisticated in her answers towards these team questions. And that's all for me for that. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hello, my name is Rita binti Robert Rawantas. My matrix number is BP2016046. So the interview with my respondent was done on the 23rd of May 2021, and I'm so thankful and glad that I did this interview with my friend. Her name is Miss Cherny Ivoni David as a respondent for this assignment. So my respondent was actually a very deep thinker, and she answered all the questions in full and sincere manner as she is trying her best to give justice to all her answers about this topic. So my respondent watched a lot of movies and read a lot of books as well as an escapism from her busy reality of life as a frontliner. And my respondent is actually a science officer in a hospital laboratory in Kota Kinabalu. So one of the extra questions that I've asked her is about her occupation. So as a conclusion, I really enjoyed the interview because we both love to talk about movies and books. So please find Group 1 interview project to find out what my respondent think about the impacts and influence of movies towards the younger generation. Stay tuned.
For the process, first I asked my friend if she could help me to complete this assessment through an online interview. She has agreed, and I asked to sign a consent form as an agreement before recording the interview. Then I have done the recording of the interview on 29 May 2021 and completed the editing on 30 May 2021. For the summary, my respondent considered that every country will check what the influence will bring to the people before they release the movie, so the movies nowadays has more good influence to younger generation. She doesn't agree that parents should intervention in monitoring the selection of movies for the younger generation, because they could have their own thought and clear that what is happening around the world since young. And she feels that movies today have changed due to the trend because movies today prone to produce the more that come from the real story, such as Hi Bye Mom. This movie influenced her to become more appreciate the time she spent with her family and the people she loved. For a self-reflection, there are a lot of movies produced from the real story, and I just stated one movie that made me feel touched recently is Hi Mom. It is a Chinese comedy that tells the story of a woman who goes back to the 1980 after her mother died. What I have gained from the movie is that it influenced me to appreciate my parents and cherish the time with them, because we do not know what is happening at the next moment. Thank you.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Imanina binti Subur. My matric number is BA2016086. I am the fourth presenter for Group 1. First, I would like to present of my part, which is telling the process of the interview. The process of my interview starts on 23 May 2021. I was asking my friend if I can interview her, but during the pandemic she was in quarantine that time, so we decided to do the interview through Google Meet. Finally, I can interview her about the impacts and influence of movies toward the younger generations. The summary from the interview respondent said that there is a good and bad of movies nowadays that influence on today's younger generation. The good reason of influence is maybe the movie are related to family relation or friendship, while the bad things is because some content of movies nowadays are having sexual issue. Respondents said parents should play an important role to the younger generation do the selection of movies. It is because they are not mature enough to distinguish between good things and bad things. Maybe they will try the thing that they saw in the movies. From this interview, I learned to make a plan before doing an interview. Example like me and Ku have discussion before doing an interview. During the interview, I realized that I am improving my English skills because my speaking skills is not really good. So by these projects, it helps me a little bit on that. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.